Our producers have no idea where they are going or where they have been, but a simple call triggers the rest and starts our warriors on their own quest.
What would you like to do?
Are you gonna roll a perception check or what? Literally any day, if you want to do that, would be cool.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I don't know. Just with all this stuff going on and us about to graduate, I can't help but think that we're going to be moving on from director's cut, you know?
Yeah, I forgot we did that. Yeah, that's kind of suck, huh?
Hey, now look on the bright side. You'll be able to expand and grow at other jobs after graduation, just like director's cut.
Yeah, when one door closes, another door opens. All that jazz, you know?
I know, but I just can't help but think with COVID in the last semester, and I don't know, I just feel like we're kind of robbed.
So, I guess we're done playing.
You know, now that you mention it, I do feel kind of bad that we're leaving Becky and Tori and Spencer kind of out to dry. I thought it would be more climactic, you know?
Yeah, Zoom sucks.
Yeah.
This troll isn't going to fight itself. Let's see. Oh, sorry.
Maurice, Matt, man, it's good to see you guys.
Yo!
I need your help. There's a villain on the loose. Davy's the Destroyer.
Wait, like in the game? How do you know about that?
Hold on.
You guys need to come to post-grad life for a little bit.
What the Peter Gershon is that?
Go! Fight! Let director's cut live another day.
How do we get there?
Oh, man. I had a pack of gushers in there.
You don't put your gushers in the freezer?
No. What? No.
Uncultured!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final Director's Cut episode of the semester with our annual closing senior panel. Featured tonight is a panel of brilliant soon-to-be graduates in the film program who are here to share a little bit about their thesis projects along with some exclusive, never-before-seen clips. You know, with some fantastical zany packages to round out the evening, we'll have a great time. You know, following the journey of our two producers, Nerese Muller and Matt Ovington, we started off our show with them on a fantastical journey to defeat the big bad evil guy and find their higher purpose in life. Before we continue things this evening, let's check in with them after that wild microwave start.
Through divine intervention, the journey has begun with our two heroes in a fantasy world unspun. They venture through aimlessly searching for answers, but to their dismay they hear nothing but murmurs.
Are they gone?
I think so. Who knew unicorns could be so vicious? Where did that...
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, fine. Well, according to the Halfling Warriors map that he gave us about 2 miles down the road, we have to make it to the land of marshmallows and... I don't know, just... Come on, we have to keep going.
I want to.
Why are you being so lazy?
Can you stop rushing me for 2 seconds, please?
Oh, I'm afraid she can't. Then again, coming from you, it wouldn't do much anyways.
Who said that?
Greetings, my students. I am the master of this domain. I am the thing that everyone fears goes bump in the night. I am the proprietor of every blade of grass in the Hey! I'm talking here. Do you know how rude that is? What, to ignore me while I'm talking?
I'm sorry, guy. Go ahead.
Can you just skip the monologue, please? We've been on a long drive.
Oh, Nerys. Always so headstrong. Always going places. But do you know the direction of where you're going and what the consequence could be of such aimless wandering?
Excuse me?
And Matthew. Always sitting on the sidelines even when you're needed most. What would we do? How would you handle yourself if you were on your own?
I think I'm doing okay, actually.
No, says the guy who got to 5th base with that unicorn.
Somebody sounds jealous.
Anyway, I think before you two graduate, you should face your biggest challenge without each other. Well, that villain definitely needs a haircut, and I need some time to wind down. And joining me as always is my favorite, Juliana Battaglia, to talk things, all things film and entertainment.
It's so great to be here, Ryan, and we have such a good discussion tonight around the Oscars.
The big event of the film world.
Yeah, you know, I certainly don't mean to bag on the Oscars this year, but they did have the lowest viewership they've ever had.
Well, it has been consistently going down for, I think, the last 5-6 years?
Yeah, you know, to jump right into why that might be, let's start with how it was shot.
It was very interesting. I will say, you know, Steven Soderbergh, who's a very famous film director, he was the executive producer of it, so I'm assuming he was going for a more cinematic look for it, but I think it was definitely jarring given how many times we've all seen the Oscars and how we see most award shows to see it shot in such an interesting way. I did like that one tracking shot of Regina King walking into the Oscars. I mean, she looked great as always, and that was a fun way to start, but after that I feel like it went downhill.
Yeah, I absolutely admired that shot. I think it made her look super impactful and powerful as
She's
she
just so
entered
cool.
the
I just
room.
love her.
Yeah, but you know, I kind of saw his vision there, you know, maybe trying to change it up, you know, get some people to watch, change the format. But I think it kind of just didn't go in the direction that he'd hoped. In particular, what did you think of the ending?
So that was interesting because I was watching and they ran late, as it always does, and I was extremely tired. And when they started to do Best Picture, I turned to my friend and I was like, wait, had they already done Best Actor and Best Actress? Because they traditionally do Best Picture last, but seemed like they had set it up in such a way because they were expecting Chadwick Boseman to win. He obviously didn't, but it was weird, you know?
I think it didn't work for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
I think the first one was it was misleading because people thought, oh, maybe, yeah, like you said, this was for Chadwick Boseman, you know, take home the posthumous award. And of course, it was given to Sir Anthony Hopkins instead. But it also didn't work because he wasn't there to accept the award.
Yes, and you know, I think it's funny because I mean, there is the perceived snub of Chadwick Boseman, excuse me. But I think it wouldn't have been as big of a deal had they not shuffled the order of the thing. I think people still would have been upset, but it wouldn't have looked like such a misstep on behalf of ABC and all the producers.
Yeah, definitely. Transitioning to another thing in the show that I didn't think worked so well. Did you happen to catch the In Memoriam segment?
I did, and I was watching it, and it was very calm, and then it looked like it was a club remix, and it was just fast, and I couldn't even read the names.
It was so weirdly done because you had this speech in the beginning about COVID and all the lives lost, you know, which was very hard-hitting, and boom, we're into a Stevie Wonder song.
I love Stevie, but I don't know if he was the best choice for that type of moment at the Oscars.
Yeah, you couldn't appreciate the names. Everything was flying by. And I don't think that the pacing really set the tone for what that should have been.
Yeah. Also, interestingly, they never cut anyone off. I don't know if you caught that. But they never played anyone off for the thing. But they also didn't even roll that many clips. I found the whole thing to be very jarring and confusing.
Yeah, in some ways, you know, not having the traditional walk-off music was beneficial because it gave certain people, I feel like, speeches that were more emotional.
Yeah, there were a lot of impactful, very personal speeches, which I did appreciate.
Yeah, but then mixed in with that, there were also a lot of drawn-out speeches that I felt were kind of just, this needs to end.
I will say the woman who won Best Supporting Actress, whose name is escaping me at the moment, she had a comment about how she was so excited to meet Brad Pitt finally. I thought it was long and drawn out, but it was rather entertaining.
Yeah, no, it certainly had some of those moments. But one thing I definitely want to highlight is Chloe Zhao.
Amazing.
Her win is super impactful. She's the first Asian woman to win Best Director, and that was for her movie Nomadland.
I'm ashamed to say I have not had a chance to see it, but after all the wins it picked up, it's definitely at the top of my list. Also interesting, Frances McDormand, a producer on that film, and also won Best Actress. So 2 Oscars in one night, 4 overall in her career. So impressive.
Yeah, both of them really kind of set the scene for the impact that the Oscars did end up having. Zhao in particular, obviously, kind of setting the scene for Asian visibility here for communities and Asian professionals and what they can do.
Especially important right now, given what we've seen in the news lately.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think she'll just set the precedent for it going forward, hopefully. But yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the animated films that won? Soul, were you a fan?
Soul, I actually was a huge fan of. Soul actually kind of defined something here. It won an Oscar for the best animated feature film, but it never actually played in a theater.
Interesting. And I would say a little bit controversial. Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. We never have enough time together. It makes me very sad. Thank you so much for sitting down. And now, let's go back. When we left our producers, they had been separated by that mystical host with the most.
Do you think they're scared? They don't even know what's out there.
I don't know, but I know I wouldn't be. Nothing scares me, Juliana.
Your time in Fantasyland will come. But for now, let's check in on Neresa's side of things and see where she's been sent off to.
I definitely feel like a spiritual journey is in our future.
Now split from her calming half, Nerese wanders all alone, till one fateful encounter to each their own. Will this meek little fairy lead her to safety, or is there a greater evil to fight? Who is this entity?
What is this place? Where am I? Where's Matt? This place is so unfamiliar yet alive.
Hey, you! Over here!
What? Who's there?
Huh? No, I'm right here! My friend has been captured by an evil witch and I need your help.
Well, I can help.
Oh gosh, it's you!
What are you talking about? Come back! Hello, sir. Did you by chance see a fairy come by?
I see all things that happen. The past, now, and what's to come.
Well, that didn't necessarily answer my question, but if you do see what is to come, could you answer me this? What is to come with me when I leave this place and move on?
All the answers you seek are before you.
What's in there?
Only what you brought with you.
Where were you running off to?
Away from you? You're different.
What are you talking about? I don't even know you.
That doesn't make any sense. Unless... Oh no! Hide!
Wait, is that me?
It appears so. She's been tormenting us for a while now, and she just captured Becky. I've been trying to save her. Please help us. You're the only one who can stop her.
I can't do that. I can hear you. It won't be long now. Surrender yourselves and this will make things easier. Bring it on. You cannot defeat me. We are equal. I am every ounce as powerful as you. That's false. You are as powerful
as I think I am, when in reality, I'm more powerful than I can even imagine. What does this mean? It means goodbye.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Can someone please untie me?
Great job. Thank you so much.
Well, we're not done yet. Come on.
Whew. Well, after that astounding tale, I am joined by my other co-host, Eduardo Guzman. Ed, welcome back.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that.
You know, it just goes to show you that you are always your own worst enemy.
You're profound, Ryan.
Thank
You know, you kind of look like Davies the Destroyer.
Really? I don't see it.
Huh. Anyways, next we're joined by senior film students Kat Holm, Jack Dalrymple, and Rachel Kong to kick off tonight's senior panel.
Let's start off with an exclusive clip from Kat's upcoming senior film, Monomania.
So Ben's not here today. This is the second day he hasn't been here, and I haven't heard from him one bit. No, this is Ben's locker. I thought it would have been smart for him to connect something with him to the pulse inside.
Hey, why aren't you in class?
Oh, crap. I gotta go, but I have a very exciting interview right after school. So, hi. Okay. Can, Mr., should I call you Fahrenheit? Okay, Fahrenheit it is. Thank you again for doing this, video with, me.
Oh, they said it would count as good behavior.
It is, yeah. It's, great behavior. Can you tell me about your last encounter with the pulse?
Do I really have to explain that to you? Don't you kids watch the news? Well, I was attempting to rob the bank in the downtown area. And then Captain Spandex showed up and handed me over to the cops.
Okay, next question, Peter.
That he ruined my life. Do you know how close I was to getting all of that money? Do you know how many people I killed to get this far? If I ever see him again, I'll snap his neck. I will burn everything he loves right in front of him, and then I will set him on fire. And I will watch him burn to ashes!
Well then.
That was a very interesting conclusion to that clip. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
So nice to have you guys on board. So, Mr. Spandex, I believe, is the name mentioned, right? What inspired that?
Well, it's just Fahrenheit making a joke, Captain Spandex. The superhero is actually called the Pulse. His catchphrase is, "I'll be there in a heartbeat."
Got it. That's pretty cute, I must say. What came up with that?
So I actually came up with the whole idea for this film around 2 years ago. It was when I did my first full watch through of all the Marvel movies. And me and my boyfriend at the time were like just trying to come up with names. So we were brainstorming. Fahrenheit came up because we wanted to do something that I could do some cool lighting effect with, which is what we did in that scene. And then the Pulse, I just wanted something that I could make into somewhat of a parody of Superman. So super speed, super strength, flying, all that.
Interesting. And obviously, you've all had to deal with the pandemic in the production of your films. Kat, how did it shift at all from your original vision? Was there anything you had to cut or change?
A little bit, but I'm glad that it turned out the way it did, because I knew from the start, when I knew I was going to do a senior film, that I wanted to go to my hometown and shoot a film there. So my whole film was very close to heart. I had pretty much every member of my family, including my grandparents, contribute in some way. My grandparents actually like baked goods and wrapped them all individually for each crew member on set. My mother, sister, and brother all acted in it. My mom was the teacher in the first scene that was shown. My brother was the guard in the jail. And my sister was just a student in the back, but she also helped out with a lot of wardrobe and art stuff.
No way. How was that experience working with your family and casting them in your film?
It was incredible. Like, I mean, in addition to that, both of my siblings helped with the casting process. So in auditions, I would have my brother and sister reading the other role, and my brother and sister also both requested like, hey, can we audition for Cody? Like, my brother was like, can I audition for Cody? My sister was like, can I audition for Sophie? Because my character Sophie was actually kind of inspired by my younger sister.
Well, it seemed only fair that she would then get the part, right?
I know.
Speaking more on that, what was your favorite part of filming this film?
I think just getting to spend it all with my family and friends, being in my hometown. Almost every shooting location, like, connected to my childhood in some way. We shot in my childhood home, shot at my high school.
That's amazing. I really do appreciate you opening up to us more about your film. Now we'll take a look at Jack's upcoming senior film, Wherever.
Why would anyone want to choose when to die?
You don't think they should?
A lot of emotion there in that clip.
Yeah, to say that was emotional is honestly an understatement.
Jack, what inspired you to tell the story?
Yeah, I stayed here in New York over the lockdown with my brother, and it was just us in the house alone. And we would walk around campus, and it was just really, really, really quiet and strange. And you just knew things were happening out there that you couldn't understand or control. And so, in a way, with this senior film, the story kind of just came into my head and fell out of me. And there was nothing really any of us could do to help over last spring. And so if I could even have an inch to help some fictional characters I've made up in my head and help give them a proper way to pass on, I was ready to lead with that and maybe in a way kind of, spin some justice back into how so many people have passed unfairly.
I noticed in the clip there was a little power button. What was that power button?
Yeah, so my film is kind of like it's a family film, but there's elements of sci-fi in it. And so that device you saw is one of the it's the central prop of the film that kind of challenges the characters as to whether or not they should meddle with the process of death. And if you have the option to make it better for yourself as you go, should you? And it's a big gray area, and it's kind of interesting, but I like that. I like when films kind of open up a conversation that everyone who watches it might take differently.
Interesting. And obviously navigating this pandemic, what was the biggest challenge for you while making the film?
Oh, they know. My film is still going. I'm going to finish production at the end of this week. We were halted at the end. It was kind of like there was when athletes run hurdles, it was as if there was a bunch of invisible hurdles in front of our production, and we could only see them right when we approached them. We were shut down on the last day. We lost a whole day, had to rewrite a scene. The window period of COVID just snuck up on us, and unfortunately we couldn't get away. But we all took time, we regrouped, and we're ready to, hit the ground running Saturday and get this thing done. Because it's nice when you believe in a story, but when your crew gets a taste of it and then they believe in it, and they say, I'll come back for you and we'll finish it, that's
amazing.
Your perseverance is honestly really inspiring.
Oh, thanks. Directing remotely isn't the most fun, but if it gets the job done, the show must go on.
It's all that matters.
Yeah.
And now we're actually going to take an exclusive look at Rachel's upcoming film, Red. I mean, my compliments to you and your DP, because every single frame of that was just gorgeous, Rachel.
Yeah, talk about visual storytelling. I gotta say, how'd you do that stairway shot?
So thanks to my DP and Bree, and also the whole camera team, Sophia and Emma Hennings, they basically just put the tripod on the stairs and then just safety changed the whole thing. And then we have my AC Sophia just like gripping the camera, and then we just like tilt down. It was that was the most exciting shot, and like I think, yeah, I'm very proud of it, and I'm sure they're very proud of it too.
Yeah, just watching it, honestly,
Yeah.
it was awe-inspiring to me. I just looked at it, I was like, this looks amazing. I love that shot.
I imagine it was fun to take all that equipment up those stairs
I know.
and down and probably up again.
Yeah, we rented a townhouse, and there's like 5 floors, and like he was on my crew too, and like he could tell you, like everyone's just like running up and down, like down to the basement to the 5th floor, and then going up and down, and I'm sure everyone's leg was sore after that. Yeah,
They were. Yeah, it was a lot of physical activity, but I mean, you saw the teaser. It was worth
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Jack, what did you do on Rachel's film?
I was a G&E swing, and I helped out with art every now and then. And so our spill room was the basement, and it was a lot of, you saw in that stairwell, it's a lot of, what floor are we on? It's like, oh, we're on the 2nd. And so it's like, what do you need, a C-stand? Okay. And so you're just kind of running equipment up and down that spiral staircase, and you're getting dizzy. Sometimes you go a floor up, and you're like, oh, wait, they're beneath
Where am
me.
I?
Yeah. But it was worth it. It's a phenomenal story, and it's beautiful, and I'm excited for it too.
Sounds like a really great day at the gym, to be honest.
Yeah.
The title of the film is Red. What inspired that?
So Red, so the reason why it's called Red is because there's a very different meaning in Chinese culture. So red in Chinese culture means like happiness. It's like the color of, like you use in weddings and like celebration, like Chinese New Year, these kind of stuff. But then I feel like in Western culture, it kind of hints like blood, like danger, that kind of stuff. And like these two meaning kind of also like ties into the story. It works both ways, and I just think it's a really good title to
That
the story.
dichotomy with just one simple word being shown through 2 different cultures, I feel like it's just an amazing thing to profound upon.
Yeah.
But yeah, furthermore, I see your posters up here. Who are the people in the poster?
Oh, actually, that is a painting that I didn't draw. It's like a Chinese painter. It's like a famous painter. I forgot the name. I know. But yeah, I think it symbolized like just about like family stuff, which is what my film is focused on. So.
And we cannot wait to see the finished product. Thank you, Kat, Jack, and Rachel for taking time to sit down with us and share your films with us. I know I speak for everyone watching when we say we can't wait to see what you have next.
For sure. I couldn't agree more with you, Ryan. Now let's reunite with one of DC's beloved producers. Why are you so jittery?
Because I'm excited.
Yeah, all right. quick question. In your opinion, who has better weapons, fantasy or action?
Well, I mean, like fantasy, like it's great, but you know, if you have like a magical sword or something and you like piss off the wizard who, you know, blessed it for you, you're kind of screwed. And you know, if you action movie, you got guns, you got cars, you have motorcycles. I mean, the more consistency, I'd pick action.
Intriguing response, I must say. I'm ready to see what's next in this part of the series, which we have in store.
Now having arrived in his land, Matt is separated from the headstrong. Will his lackadaisical mind keep him for long? To be reunited is his one true goal, or perhaps doth he simply want to go home?
You should really watch where you're going.
Can I help you?
I am the old, all-knowing wise man of these lands.
You mean like Gandalf?
What did you say?
Nothing.
You are where all fools come to spend the rest of their days. Who are you?
My friends call me Matt the Well-Rested.
So, clearly from your intelligence, you're not a wizard, and from your body, you're not a warrior. So who are you? Why are you here?
Well, I was on a quest with my friend, and next thing I know, we got separated, and I'm here on my own, and all I really want to do is get back to her.
Well, there's only two ways. A death door, or a spell-spun gate.
Alright, well, you're an old wise man, right?
That's old, all-knowing wise man to you.
Yeah, okay, so why don't you just whip me up one of those fancy portals, and I can get out of here.
I don't know if you were listening or not. At what point did I say I was a wizard?
Well, I mean, but sure, whatever. I just need some sort of option. You're not giving me options?
There is one other option. In the Cave of Darkness lies a sword, the sword of 1,000 names. However, many have gone in, and many have not come out. Those who can wield the sword will have the ability to control the planes of existence.
Yeah, let's do that. How hard could that one possibly be?
The sword is guarded by the Mage of Darkness. Cave of Darkness, Mage of Darkness, it's a whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah, whatever, let's go.
Well, here we are.
Cool.
Cave of Darkness. Good luck in there.
You're not gonna come with me?
Why would I go in there? I don't need the sword. Also, just between you and me, I don't do well with darkness.
Right. Okay, sure.
Wait. Before you go, remember, be all that you know that you can be. Don't freeze. Believe in yourself.
Kind of a weird guy, you know that? Kind of dark.
The whole thing.
Ah, you thought you were worthy enough for a sword such as this? You are nothing, merely half a man and all coward. I will watch you die in pain while the sword does not choose you, and then the darkness shall consume you.
Gross. Easy enough, I guess.
Oh. Well, it's a real battle then.
Yeah, okay, sure. Oh.
Well, hello there.
What?
My name is Spencer.
Spencer the Sword?
The one and only, my good sir. Now, I have a feeling we need to get going. Open up one of those fancy portals, and I can guide you out of here.
I think I'll figure it out myself. Thank you.
I cannot believe Matt got the Sword of Legend. whatever happens next is about to be insane.
I know I've said this before, but our producers are pretty badass.
Right? I am so pumped for this next clip, so let's not waste any time and let's just jump right back into Fantasyland.
With Spencer the Sword and Fairies Tori and Becky at their sides, our two heroes are reunited. What a surprise! But there's more in store with the upcoming war as Davies the Destroyer approaches them once more.
Matt, oh my gosh! I see that you have a guide too.
Is that what this thing is? Because it will not shut up.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but maybe this means we're ready to face Davies the Destroyer, Powers the Persistent, the 2 weeks notice tormentor Ryan Davies.
We're fighting someone now?
Yes, the Dominion of Duncan.
How many people have to fight here? Okay, sure. Where's he at?
Alright, you know what?
Do you two really think you're any match for me? You girl with your weird, out-of-tune instrument. And you, boy with the pointy hat and confusing democracy t-shirt. You think you're anything?
Sir, I've fought plenty of fiends in my time, but this one...
Yeah, he came down in a bolt of lightning and now he's insulting me. You are no help at all.
Who are you even talking to?
Don't even get me started.
That
Honestly.
sword
You're just
won't
gonna get
save
my
you.
blood. I'm in the middle of something. Hold on. I'm in the middle of a conversation. We'll fight you later. My blood pressure's through the roof with this thing.
It's just a metal sword.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Prepare to die. Musical instruments. I'll see both of you in hell.
Maybe.
Wow.
Who would have thought they'd go in there and beat up Davies the Destroyer?
Definitely not me. I never doubted it for a second.
Didn't you try to call off our bet after Davies first punched?
That's besides the point. Anyway, the point is that our producers taught us to never give up in the face of adversity.
Indeed they did. I'm going to miss them.
Yeah, except for Matt. He's kind of, Anyway, joining us for our second interview, senior panel, is Justin Moore, Ty Dalrymple, and Emmett Goebel.
Here's an exclusive feature of Justin's senior film, Maybe in the Morning.
This is Sullivan's, right?
We're not doing business for another hour or so.
Not buying a drink.
Well, you better not be here for me. Why do you think you can come into my bar this early in the morning?
My apologies, miss. I was told if someone lived in these parts, you would know them.
I see. And who do I know?
Paul Doherty? He's a fair bit older than you or I and was reported as living in town.
Seen a lot of men come in and out of my bar, but no one by that name. Why are you looking for him?
I'm hunting a criminal, miss.
Never heard of him. You have a nice day.
Robert Kimball? Mean anything to you? That's an alias.
What exactly did this guy do?
That don't matter so much. What does matter is the face and the name. Do you know him?
That's a pretty penny to bring this guy in. I suppose that's why you're chasing him?
On the job, ma'am.
My job doesn't result in quite as many dead men. Why should I be helping a killer?
Well, the way I see it, I'm hired to kill the right people. Now, why don't you give me the information, which I know you have? God forbid you become one of the right people.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Now, that is not a bartender I would mess with.
No, of course not. Kicking it off, Justin, tell us, is that a real bar you shot in?
Yeah. We actually, funny enough, with our production, had a little bit of a situation with the bar. We were supposed to be shooting in this place called. I'm not going to say the name.
Yeah,
we were supposed to be shooting in this place that looked like an old Western town. Had the classic saloon, and it was February. Snow came, snowed us out. We had to move our shoot. That was, I will say the name of the place that we didn't end up shooting is Billy's 1890 Saloon.
Oh, Billy.
Very nice people. Let us shoot there for free. And yeah, so that was a real bar. And it was mostly the look I was going for. We had like fire alarms in the back. That's okay.
You know,
Fire alarms. Did something go off?
No, like in the background of the shot.
Yeah, that would have been trouble for audio.
Yeah,
Spencer
for
would have
sure.
been very confused.
Yeah.
So yeah, weather seemed like it was your biggest hurdle with your film rather than the pandemic. But how did the pandemic affect your film?
We were very lucky, honestly, knowing what's happened with some people. I think we were really lucky with the pandemic. We didn't have any COVID cases on, during, before. Nothing really happened with that. Weather was our biggest hurdle, but I think in some ways it was also our biggest friend. We shot in Pennsylvania, up in the mountains, and that was the look we were going for. And it was snow all the time. During a couple of our scenes, we had just a few flakes coming down, and it really added a nice atmosphere, I guess, to it.
Oh, yes, we remember.
Oh, yeah, both of you were there.
Ty was there as well.
And Ty.
I was not.
No. And it couldn't
Oh,
lucky you.
He would have made it.
Ty, what was it like working on a film that Justin was directing?
It was really fun. It was actually my first senior film set, so I'm really thankful and appreciative to have been there. I had a great time. It was really fun, especially to be in such a faraway place with all the snow.
We also had a lot of cars getting stuck in the snow.
Yeah, pushing cars
I think
out
Ty
the
pushed
snow.
my car out of the snow, which was
Yeah,
nice.
anytime.
Yeah. Great.
Justin, what made you choose Pennsylvania for a shooting location?
So my film is a Western, you can tell. But I wanted to kind of subvert sort of the normal expectations of a Western. I wanted to have like more of a snowy, mountainous aesthetic. It's a bounty hunter out of his element. And it's set in South Dakota, or the Dakota Territory. Couldn't obviously get out there, but I think the mountains out in western Pennsylvania had a very similar look to them, and it got the feeling that I wanted,
For sure. It definitely did have that great
Yeah.
look. Now, let's take a quick look at Ty's new film, Chapter Up.
That was just beautiful and a little bit trippy, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I would love to ask, how did you do the little arch things? Did you make that?
No, for those who don't know, Cassidy Stewart, who's a comm student, she works at Madewell, and one time I was in the store at Roosevelt Field and I said, Cassidy, I want those arches, because they were in like, you know, one of those window displays. And I had a vision and I just didn't expect to see it so actualized at the mall. And I said, you know, whenever the seasons change or whenever they get those out of the window display, like, please, please, can I have them? She said, sure. She talked to her manager, it worked out, and then got them from the mall. And then I was keeping them in my room for like 9 months. But yeah.
Special thanks to the mall.
Yeah.
So there's clearly a lot going on in that. What is your film about?
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of about this tech employee who creates this one product, and it's a very cathartic experience for her, but it kind of comes back to bite her in her butt. It is a product about, you know, it's a therapy thing, and so it kind of reveals stuff about you, and I think she gets more than she bargained for. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm excited to see it at the festival, which, if you didn't know, is May 20th and 21st, so that'll be nice.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure I'm speaking for everyone when we say we can't wait to watch it. Just watching that little teaser really gave an interesting hook to it. I noticed the painting. The painting was very intriguing.
Yeah.
What does the painting represent?
Well, yeah, the painting, which was done by Rachel Kong, who is just here.
Special thanks to Rachel.
Yeah,
She is.
her, Jack, and even me, but mostly Rachel. She'd been working for like a week to create it, and she did such a good job. It's an Archibald Motley painting. The title is Black Belt, and he has these great paintings that are, you know, all throughout the Harlem Renaissance. And I was drawn to them because they're such lively scenes. You know, COVID, everything has been so lonely. And I think my story reflects that, because my protagonist is lonely. She doesn't have many friends. It's basically a solo film. And so, but she is an artist, she's a painter. And I wanted, you know, a high contrast. So I thought, let me find one of the liveliest paintings I can. And I went with that one, so yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's take a look at Emmett's film. It's a documentary titled An American Italian.
I had 3 students that they were going to sing different songs, but what did they say? Italia, che si ama di Roma, il Dio la creò. Ancora un po'. L'Italia tedesca, dell'elmo di Sicilia, alla testa, dove la vittoria le porga la che siamo di Roma, il Dio la creò. Stringiamo la corte, si è pronti alla morte. Si è pronti alla morte, l'Italia che amò. Stringiamoci a corte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia che amò. Sì, brava! Woohoo! Brava, brava! That was amazing. I'm so proud of you. You see? You see, Columbus loves you. Columbus loves you.
That was some beautiful singing that I hope the pigeons enjoyed as much as we did.
For sure. So this story revolves around the woman who was featured in the clip we just saw.
Yes. So that in the clip, that was Josephine Maeda. She is an Italian woman, immigrated here when she was 15. Just the sweetest person you could ever meet. I met her at Hofstra's Italian Festival last year, well, 2 years ago at this point, before pandemic. And I was, you know, enraptured by her energy, her dedication. You know, I ended up talking to her about some of the work she does in, you know, teaching Italian-American culture. And I was, you know, enraptured by her enthusiasm, you know. But more importantly, I was enraptured by the fact that she is one of Christopher Columbus's biggest fans. And, you know, has dedicated a lot of her time and energy towards defending Christopher Columbus and his statues. So, you know, I found that fascinating. And, makes it a very interesting subject. Yeah. So the previous clips that we've seen all tonight have been narrative films. Yours is a documentary. Can you talk about what went into your decision to make a documentary versus a narrative film? Sure. Well, it was a dumb one. Don't do it. I'll say that first. If you are out there and you want to do something different, just make the narrative. Don't make a documentary. But regardless, I did feel like if I wanted to have a future in filmmaking, it would be with documentaries. I feel like they have a unique ability to grapple with the real world, the material world, and help people build an understanding of that. And especially in a time like this, obviously we're all film majors here. We love movies, we love the dreams, but I think that we need to be confronted with reality sometimes. And that's what, a lot of this project, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get at the reality. I'm trying to get at why Josephine thinks that the way she does, and, hopefully, open up some minds.
And so by the end of the documentary, we'll have a better understanding of why she defends Christopher Columbus so much?
Precisely, because it is for a very Italian Americans defend Christopher Columbus for a very historical reason, right? Italian immigrants or any immigrants in this country were never treated great. And previously, Italian immigrants were working in factories, being, literally lynched in some circumstances. And Christopher Columbus became kind of a symbol of pride for them. Was it a great symbol for them? I would argue no, but you know what? That's what the film's about. So,
of course. Thank you very much to Ty, Justin, and Emmett for joining us tonight. We are very eager to see the final products of your films.
I know we have one more part to our series of fantastical adventures, but do we even really need closure after that fight scene?
Trust me, I got a feeling that people are gonna want to see this.
All right, let's see.
The battle now done, but a single key remains. Is this the quest Sabrina meant? Or are they deranged?
Did the bad guy just turn into a key? Is that what we're doing now?
I think that this means that it's over.
Does it unlock something, or
it might be a symbol of some sort? I'm not quite sure.
This is the end symbol. We can finally get moving on this. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Well, it was great working with you, Matt.
Always a pleasure.
But I don't know. I still don't get it. Who do we give this key to?
Good job, you guys. Yeah, you guys killed it. Literally.
I think this belongs to you.
What? No, you guys defeated him. You can keep it.
But we don't want it, so you have to take it.
It's yours now.
You're trusting us with this? I don't know if we're ready.
Becky, you've always been ready.
Yeah, what she said. Take this from me, please. Thank you very much.
Hello there, friend.
I do not like that.
Well, looks like we gotta get going, so try your best not to this up, yeah? Cool.
And on a better note, know that we're always watching over you and cheering you on. Even if you don't necessarily see us there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So, see you later? Maybe?
Yeah.
With the passing down completed, Nerys and Matt are now succeeded by the next generation of heroes to vanquish the realm of evil. So as they move on, what could be next? All you should know is that this was their final quest.
Fun fact about that, Spencer Fowler's soul is actually still inside this sword. But anyway, to close out our show, it's only fitting that we say goodbye to our amazing production team and crew members who will be leaving us in just a few short weeks.
Let's take a look at the graduating seniors that we will never forget.
not going to cry. Anyway, well, that will round things out for tonight on this very special edition of Director's Cut.
We'd like to thank our Director's Cut producers, Nerese Muller and Matt Ovington, for their hard work and dedication to this show that has sparked an immense growth over the past few years.
We'd also like to additionally thank the other members of the graduating Director's Cut team, Brendan Caston, our production manager, and Justin Moore, our package producer, as well as our faculty advisor, Dr. Peter Gershon, and the countless others who have worked alongside them behind the scenes throughout their Hofstra careers.
To the folks whose faces we don't get to see, you all deserve so much recognition for your commitment to the show, and we're so sad to see everyone go, but we're endlessly proud to watch the Director's Cut legacy live on.
To Ed and Juliana, I was trying to keep my energy up, but I did get emotional watching that. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with both of you. Juliana, talking all things film news. You keep me in the loop on all the important things. Ed, those artistic film questions that I just can't conjure up in my head, you always have them, and you're always a delight to do interviews with, and I'm just going to miss the heck out of you both. Before I start crying, Jesus, we'd like to thank our special guests, Kat Holm, Jack Dalrymple, Ty Dalrymple, Rachel Kong, Justin Moore, and Emma Goebel for being on the show tonight.
Signing off for the last time, I'm Juliana Battaglia.
I'm Eduardo Guzman.
And I'm Ryan Davies. Thank you all so much for everything. This has been Director's Cut. I'll see you next semester. Have a great night.